So what you see behind me here is the remains of the rock spring of Wilmington. It was quite a historic feature throughout pretty much the history of Wilmington. It was renowned for its very cool, very sweet tasting water. So much so that it almost entered folkloric status. The legend went around that if you drank from the spring, you would always return to Wilmington. And it became polluted around about the turn of the 20th century, and it had to be closed off. It was in use as of 1905, but by 1920 they were forced to demolish it. So you can actually see that little bit of possibly a sewer line going through it. That is pretty much what explains why the walls are in such poor condition. So if you were here in 1905, what you would see is the walls would have been coming up out of the ground, and it would have been topped by kind of an ornate arch. And then there would have been flagstone paving steps going down into the ground approximately 6 to 8 feet below street level. And there you would find the spring bubbling out of the rock down there. There would have been a little terracotta pipe which would have carried the overflow water into the Cape Fear River, and a little drinking gourd that people would have used to get a drink. Now, all sorts of people, from just the common everyday resident of Wilmington to people working for the ships, would have been coming here. They would have been filling up casks of water. So I mean, it was definitely a hot spot. After they demolished it in 1920, time went by and people began to forget about the rock spring. And in the 60s, the Water Street parking deck was built. And at that point, it was basically paved over and largely forgotten. But we know of it through historic records and all this other stuff, almost 100 years old. We knew it was out here. We were able to negotiate with East-West Partners and Barnhill Contracting Company, who were very generous enough to let us come out here and do this project. And so yesterday we identified this as the rock spring. And we are going to excavate it fully today. We're going to document it, we're going to take pictures, we're going to draw sketch maps, and we're also going to hopefully be able to recover some of the flagstone steps. And the developer is going to incorporate that into the design of the complex, which is going to be coming in. And they're going to put up a nice plaque so the rock spring won't be forgotten again. It's a wonderful way to bring the past into the future and to remind Wilmington of where it came from and where it's going.